بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم وبعد أحباء في الله. What makes a person better in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What makes a person be noble in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The greatest personality ever lived on this earth, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, said, Inna Allah la yanzuru ila suwarikum wa amwalikum. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at your suwar, meaning at your body structure, how healthy you are, how sick you are, nor does He look at how rich you are, how wealthy you are, whatever it is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at all these things, but what He looks at is ينظر إلى قلوبكم وأعمالكم. What matters most in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what is in your hearts. What are your intentions? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also looks at your a'mal, your good deeds. These things are what matters most in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, Ya ayyuhan nas, O you mankind, Inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha. Indeed, we created you from male and female. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ, and we made you shu'uban, nations, wa qabaila, and the tribes. We made you nations and tribes. Why? لِتَعَارَفُوا, so that you recognize each other, you recognize one another. But after all this, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us from male and female and made us into nations and tribes, and in order to know one another, the most important thing over here is the most noble amongst you in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not the one who is poor, is not the one who is rich, is not the one who is sick, is not the one whom you call as a better person according to you. No, but the most noble in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is atqakum, the one who is more conscious, more righteous in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the best person ever. So what are we learning from this hadith and the ayatul karima is we should always purify our hearts. Whatever we're doing should be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because pure hearts and good deeds are what define us.